Gosh, comeback season, because the season has finally come back. We got the NFL official week 1 starts today with the Lions taking on the Chiefs. Can't wait to get into this. We've been talking about NFL for a minute and we finally have it. It is here. If you guys do not know, or if you guys have not checked it out yet, check my boy Josh, his YouTube. He's been one of our main NFL guys right now. He's won tons of money over here doing this DFS and prop side. I'm gonna make sure the links for his stuff is down in the description, for his TikTok, for his YouTube. But he is dropping plays, prop plays, and stuff like that as well. So make sure you guys check that out. And if you guys are trying to see full list or anything like that, all the other contributors that we have, check the links down in the description below for the No Days Off group. Check out the Patreon, join the Discord. Josh even has a channel in there where he has been dropping plays. He's been dropping them all earlier throughout the week. And as you guys know, whenever stuff gets closer and closer to the games, those lines, they're changing, they're shifting. So the value is getting away from you the longer you wait to try to lock in stuff. So definitely check that out. Join the Discord if you guys are trying to see some of this stuff. But make sure you guys follow him on his social media platforms as well, so you guys don't miss out on any of that stuff. You ready for this, man?
Oh man, I've been ready for months now. I've been digging in. I've been going through these lines, and I kind of feel like overkilling some of it. That's the main thing. You don't want to overthink it. There's some easy props, and there's some good plays for the showdown slate. So let's get this money tonight.
That's what I like to hear. All right, looking at the injury report, if you guys live under a rock somewhere and you guys have not seen it, but Travis Kelce, he hyperextended his knee the other day in practice, so he is up in the air. And if you guys don't know what the Chiefs like to do and who one of their main contributors are, that is my boy TK. Sorry, that is my boy Kelce. And with him being questionable, that is a big flag for the Chiefs. Now, granted, of course, they still got a high-power offense. They still got one of the best quarterbacks in the league in Patrick Mahomes. I'm pretty sure they'll be able to go out there and do whatever the heck it is that they want to do. But that is going to take a blow to them. With Kelce being questionable, which I don't expect him to play. Do you expect him to play today?
I really don't. I know I seen something today that said he's pushing the play, but I mean, I just it's too close. I think it happened too recently for him to actually play. I think he will play week 2 though.
I say definitely. I mean, it's week 1, man. You got time. Plus, being in a Thursday night game, you'll have more than a week off to go ahead and get yourself ready and prepare for next week's game. So I don't see them playing Travis Kelce. And if Travis Kelce was to miss today, that's going to give a big bump and a boost for I want to say it's Noah Gray. He should be their backup behind Kelce. So with Kelce being out, or potentially to be out and whatnot, I would expect Noah Gray to be slid into that tight end 1 role for them. So that's definitely something that you're going to want to keep an eye out and look out for, is inactives and stuff as it gets closer and closer to the game. But going over to DraftKings real quick, the site that I play the most on, the site that a lot of people like to play the most on, and they are giving us a huge 1 million to first contest. If you guys don't know, DraftKings does this for almost every single NFL slate. They will have 1 mil going up week after week after week. They got the money to pump it out, and we be pumping that money into them to try to win it. So that's what we're going to do here today. One of the things we're going to definitely go over and talk to you guys about is how to build a showdown lineup. We are going to go over some props in this show right here. Like I said, Josh has already put out tons of props for the week. As already he's put out props for Sunday, he's put out props for today already, and some of those lines have already changed, but we're still going to see if we can't find some of that value that we can give you, and then leave you guys with at least a good power 2 that you can play on Prize Picks or Underdog or any of the prop sites that you guys want to play on for the day. So if you guys don't got a DraftKings account, check the link down in the description below so you guys can get that deposit match bonus and join us over here on the King. Starting out with the captain spot. Who do you normally like to go to whenever you're building a captain on your showdown slates for NFL? Do you like to do with the quarterback, or try to find a receiver, running back that you feel like is going to get the bulk of everything? How do you like to do it?
Honestly, it really depends on the quarterback. If I can get a quarterback that I think is going to be decently low on, who has some rushing upside, yeah. Because I kind of feel like in that captain spot, I'm always going with the least owned guy who has the highest potential to score. When I mean score, I mean fantasy wise. In this situation today is kind of weird. Patrick Mahomes is going to be chalk. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
everybody's going to be on Patrick Mahomes. And you could stay with that and ride it out and stay, in that pack of people and dang, in that pack of people and don't really, get out of that. But me personally, in this game, I would try to maybe find somebody who is going to get a ton of targets, not that owned, and can potentially score.
Okay. So yeah, definitely I agree with you in that aspect. Whenever it comes down to like we get someone like Jalen Hurts or something like that, that's on the slate. Those will be the quarterbacks that I look to go into the captain spot because I know that they can vulture some touchdowns. They'll rush them in themselves, but they're going to be the bulk of the scoring sometimes does come from them. On a slate like today, I do definitely agree. Maybe looking at a wide receiver or running back might be the play to go to, especially on DraftKings, a site that is a PPR site, points per reception that they're going to get. So we were talking about this before the stream started. I'm kind of feeling like today's going to be a air raid, a very big passing attack. And if you guys watched the Detroit Lions last year, my boy St. Brown was a target machine last year. He got a ton of targets, a lot of double-digit target games, and honestly, a lot of games where he just popped off out of the blue for us. And he's kind of one of those main people that I'm looking to go to as a possible captain contender for today. Now, I'm not saying, of course, Patrick Mahomes. If you're going to go Patrick Mahomes, go all the way. Don't think twice about it. Not golf. I'm personally not on golf because, like you said, rushing upside would be something that I would look to and want to have in that spot. And golf, he's not going to give me that rushing upside like that. He is more one of those pocket passing quarterbacks. He's going to scramble a little bit if he needs to, but he's going to look more to make that read, get that pass off if he's going to be doing anything out there. And for me, St. Brown, I just feel like main target from last year, still coming in as wide receiver one right here. They are going to be without, who is it? Williams? I think that's who it was.
Yeah, Mr. Williams.
Williams is going to be out again today, so maybe that's going to be even more targets going that way. I know Marvin Jones, he might slide in as that wide receiver two right there for them, but old dusty busty Marvin Jones, I really don't see that as being someone that I'm going to trust too much out there on a slate today. Now, because I'm saying that might be the play right there. That might be the play right there, going with Marvin Jones, because I definitely disagree with going that. But St. Brown, definitely someone that, especially from the Detroit side, would be who I would consider as going to as a possible captain play. And then coming down to the Kansas City side, um, it's kind of hard because, of course, Kelsey would have been my number one player that I want to go to, just because we know how involved he is within the offense and everything that he would do for them. And like I said, Noah Gray, especially if he's going to slide and start, I don't see him like necessarily has to be the go-to that you go to for them. Definitely inside the flex slot, but maybe someone like Tooney or I always butcher his name, but Isaiah. I know last year he was involved quite a bit in the passing game. Definitely did quite a bit in the backfield rushing as well for them, especially in the playoffs. He was one of the go-tos that they did like. But I know they got David Montgomery. No, not they don't got David Montgomery. I know that it's a split backfield with him and
Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
yeah. So it's a little iffy right there for me. I really don't have a set target that I want to go to over here on the Kansas City side for somebody. You got anybody that you're looking at?
Well, not so much for the captain spot. Like you said, Isaiah, possibly being there. He doesn't now when I go with a running back, typically I'm going for a guy who's going to catch and a guy who's going to run. He doesn't do a lot of catching. I know I was looking on the prop side. I mean, his receiving yards are low as the prop was at 9.5. He doesn't do a lot of catching, but he definitely could score. And I think this year he's going to have a breakout year and a more, especially in a day where you don't have Kelsey. He may be in a spot where he gets a lot more receiving yards at the backfield and a lot more touches to kind of, get the ball moving downfield. Now, you can look at some of these guys, man. Now, like I said, when you're trying to take down a showdown slate for $1 million, you do have to be different.
Yeah.
So when I give you some of these names, look, understand it is wild. Um, you could go to a guy possibly. I know everybody's talking about Sky Moore having a bigger role. Um, I'm not huge on Sky Moore, but could he give you 40, 50 yards and a touchdown and maybe 5 wrecks? Possibly. If he's low owned, this may be enough to set you outside of the pack. A Jared McKinnon, a guy who's gonna get a lot of catches at the backfield. Typically, in a game where you don't have a Travis Kelce, he may get 5 catches,
True.
right? He
Yeah.
may get, we know he can take one screen pass and go 50 yards.
Yeah.
So he may get, let's say, 60 yards receiving, and he may get a touchdown. So Jared McKinnon is a very, very, very good sleeper pick. But like I said, you got to have some balls to do these plays. And the last one I might give you, look, this is gonna sound wild. I watched him all preseason.
Who?
Rasheed Rice. Now, let me speak on this guy. Rasheed Rice is going to be involved. Him and Richie James both. Richie James Jr. Rasheed Rice, I don't necessarily say to put him in the captain spot, but if you got the balls to do it, do it. This
Okay.
guy's going to get a lot of targets if he plays. He's fast, scat back kind of guy. We know, well, I can't say a lot of targets, but he's going to have opportunities to take this thing because he's a screen guy. Mahomes likes fast wide receivers. He does. Think
And
about the Tariq Hills, Van Scantlin. The only problem is, like you said, outside of Kelsey, he does not have one guy that he locks in on. But
true.
this is a guy who might get 4 catches, 70 yards. I know that sounds crazy, and a score. Again, you got to think really wild to take down something like this.
That is that's interesting. That's an
Yeah.
interesting one right there. Okay.
He's going to be very, 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 very low owned in the captain spot. I mean, this is just, if you're definitely doing multiple entries, this is one I might would just take a flyer on.
Yeah. Now, let me get your take. 'Cause I already know the answer to this, but I got to because I know some people like to do this. How do you feel about playing a defense in the captain spot?
Um, I don't hate it, but in this game, I don't think I love it because these two defense. I mean, I actually think Detroit defense might be a decent one to do. I think Detroit defense is going to be slept on. They're going to be very, very hyped coming into this game. Um, Lord, if they get, I think they're actually going to sack Mahomes today. I seen the line at like 1.5. I definitely think they'll get at least 2 sacks on Mahomes today. And if they get a pick or two, oh, you could definitely take it down.
Very true. All right. Only reason why I asked about defense is because I know a lot of people love to shove the double defenses into their lines and just see it. Granted, it could be that 1 in a million, but if you're playing just one line, like maybe you're doing some of the single entry stuff, I would not advise playing the defenses as a main staple inside your line. That for sure is not one, especially in a game that we are expecting to have some pretty decent scoring done in it. That's a quick way to sink your line right there. You can get different in many different types of ways, but playing both defenses, I don't feel like that is
Yeah.
going to be your best bet on a slate like today. All right. Going up to the flex side, pretty much everyone that we just even touched on, just briefly for captain possible plays, you can look at them straight up as your flex options. And literally, we just got a possible sleeper that we can go to in Rice as a possible value play that you can look to as playing inside your one of your flex slots that you have down here. Definitely the kickers. If you're thinking that maybe some of the drives they stall out, we get some maybe, I don't know, get to the 20, 35-yard line, and you can go with either one of the kickers. I know Bucker, he's a pretty good kicker. I've played him quite a bit last season whenever I played some of the showdowns, especially because Kansas City, we know that they drive it down the field. They get down the field in quite a hurry. And sometimes they do stall out whenever they get to the red zone. And that could be the case today, especially with no Travis Kelce out there. And Bucker, he can come out there, probably get maybe three kicks out there, 30, 40 yards, and be optimal right there for him. So definitely don't sleep on some of the kickers and in this right here. Definitely a spot. All right. Let's go over to the props because I know that's what the people are really wanting to see. What they really want are the props, the props, the props. Um, I got the Detroit Lion props, all of their props pulled up. What is one of your favorite props that you have for the Lions on the slate for today?
Look, man, I'm on the hype train with
Okay.
Jamar Gibbs. Okay. Um,
I've been seeing his name pop up a lot.
Let me tell you, before we get into this, I want to say this. Sam Laporta, the tight
Mhm.
end for the Lions, is a good guy to put in your showdown slate. He's going to get some action. He's going to get some targets. He's going to be a red zone guy too. Tied in, big body. He could score. I'm saying just in a good flex spot. This guy is somebody you can consider also alongside of Rice, that I think is a good guy. Laporta. I actually like Laporta more than I like Rice. To score a touchdown today.
Oh Lord.
But
Yeah, we do know that Goff, he does like going to his tight ends. That is definitely a factor, and he could definitely be a red zone target. I do agree with you on that one.
but okay, let's get to the props. Okay, on the Detroit Lions side, I love a lot of their props today more so than I like the Chiefs props because there's so much uncertainty on the Chiefs side.
Hmm.
But Jamar Gibbs, the first one that stood out to me was the 3.5 receptions. I've heard that he's going to be playing some slot in a game that they're going to be probably fast paced in most of this game.
Hmm.
I can see him getting 4 catches easily, right?
Okay.
So the 3.5 that stood out to me. Um, the next was his 30 receiving yards, 30.5 receiving. Um, man, he can do that in 2 catches. Really, this guy
That's
is
yeah.
a weapon. So I like that. And going all the way to his first half props, which I like these as well. I think I seen one that said like 19.5 rushing yards in the first half. I think that's another really, really, really good prop for him.
What about that 15.5 receiving yards? If we're expecting him to be, because you did just say he's going to be used more as the passing, in the pass attack, right?
Yeah, you said what prop? You said 15.5.
Yeah, the 15.5 receiving yards first half.
Oh, I didn't even see that prop when I went through my stuff today. I love that. I
Okay.
love that prop. That's definitely that's definitely doable. And his five, I think it was like rushing yards in the first 5 attempts was 20. I like that too. And that was like for the full game, but I like that too.
Oh shoot! I didn't even say that they had that. Dang, I missed that. Rushing
Yeah.
yards in the first 5 attempts, 20.5. They prospects giving us they giving us a ton of new value. All right, so we got quite a bit of gives props right there for you guys that you can go over. So first one was Jamar taking his 3.5 receptions, and then definitely looking at his 30.5 receiving yards, and then going over to his first half NFL props. We did have the rushing yards at 19.5 and the receiving yards at 15.5. And if you guys want to get wild and crazy, we he did just say he did like his 20.5 rushing yards in his first 5 attempts. So tons of options that you can go to for Gibbs.
Who
Like I
gives
said,
tons.
I've seen the hype on him for quite some time leading up to this. So definitely an option right there that you guys can go to. We did get a question. Do you have any defensive props? Any defensive props like Bolton over tackles, especially with no Jones and the Lions probably running the ball a ton?
I'm gonna tell you, I have Bolton, and I was gonna get to that too. I like him to over the half a tackle for a loss. I know he flies around the field. I cannot see him not getting one tackle for a loss today.
Okay,
So that's the one that I have locked in as one of my favorite plays on the Chiefs side today.
I do got a question. I gotta get a little bit of So my question for tackle for loss, does that include just for running backs, or is that running backs and quarterback? Like,
I
how would
think that's
that
anybody.
technically? Okay,
I
I
think
I, I
that's
hope so.
yeah. I think that's anybody.
We know
Um,
how prospect be a little iffy with their rules and
right,
stuff. Now they're gonna be like, oh nah, he had to get that on the quarterback. Quarterback had to lose about 20 yards before we go ahead and say that's a green check right there.
right. Another one I like well, for tackles and assists on the Lions side is the Alex Zalion. I think that's how you're saying it for
Hmm.
7 tackles and assists. He's another guy that's very active. 7, I think he could be closer to 9 or 10. In a
Ooh,
game, think about it. Anytime there's a game with a lot of plays, there's a lot. There's got to be a lot of tackles. So I think that he really could really get that 7 uh, pretty easy. So that's another one that I like on the defensive side.
okay. Um, let's look. I got a question for you. Got one that I had pulled up on my other screen that I was looking at. Sky Moore. So we were talking a little bit about these guys, Sky Moore and what they could possibly come out here and do in this position and spot. I know that we're high on our man Lepore. Sky Moore, Jarrett McKinnon, that's interesting for their Russian receiving touchdown. I kind of like that. St. Brown, I wouldn't mess with this one. What do you think about the over under on this one right here? Sky
Um,
Moore and Lepore for over 76.5 receiving yards.
man, I'm gonna tell you, I'm kind of iffy on it, and it's only because of the way Patrick Mahomes throws the ball. That's the only reason. Now, the touchdown one that you just said with Moore and McKinnon, I'm
Mm-hmm.
more inclined to go that way than I am with yards. There were times last year where I was on Van Scantlin to have 35 yards, and he would only have like 20 something. And I was like, how? When this guy would get a buck over 100 with Green Bay.
Yeah,
But Mahomes will literally, I just seen some of this preseason. I watched the game on the first drive of the game. I think he hit 9 different targets. Like,
he does
crazy.
spread the ball around quite a bit. Like we said, if Kelsey's not out there, I do expect this to be a very spread filled offensive attack for today, not just keying in on one person. Just because that's the type of player and type of offense that they run. If you're open and he can sling it to you, it's gonna get to you. Like
It's gonna
that's
get
just
to
how it
you.
is. That
Yeah.
truly is how it is. Um, Okay, we had another question. What about our boy Isaiah for his fantasy score? We did just talk him up quite a bit for his possible role in the passing attack,
Hmm.
what he can get. Wouldn't be surprised if he maybe could be the one that can get into the red zone and whatnot. Possibly could be a key factor with no Kelsey out there as well. 11 fantasy score. What are you thinking about that one?
Hmm. I think it's pretty. That's pretty doable, especially if he gets in the reds. I mean, if he can score a touchdown, right? Um, I think that's pretty doable. I mean, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, basically, I know it's supposed to be a split backfield, but it's really not. Isaiah is the more explosive one. He's the more he's the one that when he touches the ball, there's more of a chance he's going to go to the house. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, man, he's just like a brute back that's kind of strong and not really doing what he did at LSU in the league. I'll see him run the ball 10 times for 20 yards. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that at 11 because I do think that he's going to be more active today with Kelsey possibly not playing. So I'm okay with that at 11.
All right. Any other questions you guys got for possible NFL props? I know myself, I'm going to put together a nice little six pick on today. I'm going to go maybe drop a nice $25-$50 on it. See if we can't start off the season with a bang. See if it can't be a good one. And definitely gonna be using some of these props that we just went over. Gibbs will definitely be one, and Bolton. I do like that tackle for loss that we just caught out for that. So those will be two key ones that I'll have. Alex might look at that one. Definitely think I might be going with this Isaiah play as another one for it. Here goes three of them that I'm definitely thinking about running today for sure inside of my six pick that I got, and might actually mix them in with some of the WNBA players that we have going on for today. But for sure, if you guys got any other questions or any other props that you guys want us to look at or anything like that, go ahead, drop that down in the comment section for us. If you guys don't, make sure you guys hit the subscribe button so you guys don't miss any more of these breakdowns. We will be going over the Sunday slate this weekend as well, going over that slate, which is a huge slate, tons of props for us to be able to get to. I know we're still waiting for them to add more and more props, but as we can see, the board is dropping slowly but surely. So definitely you guys don't want to miss that. And then, of course, core plays and everything. We'll have a core for tonight's game. We'll be playing it. Like I said, if I play it, I will drop a core for it, and I will be playing tonight's game. Showdown. Can't wait to sit there, watch it with my sons. They like some football too. So this is I'm ready. Football season's finally back. It's beautiful. It's
Hey,
beautiful.
check this. I did not give my top play of the top prop of the whole night though.
Oh, well, what is that one?
The number one prop of tonight is Jared Goff going over 1.5 touchdown passes. That is an automatic lock. If you don't play anything else, play this. In a game that's going to be up and down the field,
Mm-hmm.
he's going to be slinging the ball. 2 touchdowns, that is a lock. If you don't do nothing else, make sure you lock in Jared Goff over 1.5 touchdown passes.
Okay, so we got Gibbs and Goff as a nice little 1-2 punch. Isaiah to run that back with 11 fantasy score, and I got Bolton to go out there and maybe sack Goff. No, I'm joking. Go out there and just get somebody for a loss on their yards. Okay, would you mess with any of the quarterback completion props?
I personally won't.
Okay. What are the completion props? Where are
Well,
they got so
I
much stuff
will
up here?
take, um, I will take Mahomes 7 completions in the first 10 passes. I will take that.
I'm sorry, they got so much. I kind of feel halfway overwhelmed just reading all this stuff up here right now.
Yeah, it is a lot, man.
7 complete. That I can see him actually doing that.
Yeah, I'll
I
definitely be
can see
taking
him
that.
actually doing that, like 110%. Especially if you get some of those little dump offs right there to the backs or something like that.
Yeah,
Because it's not like he's gonna take a ton of shots. Like, I mean, granted he could,
yeah.
but yeah, 7 completions in the first. That might not be a bad one right there. That's not bad at all. Okay. Yeah, shoot. Any other questions you guys got? Any other questions? I know my boy 717, man. He steady contributor, man. Always asking the right questions inside these things. If you guys have not done so, make sure you guys hit the subscribe button. Like I said, WNBA video that will be coming out later on today. Actually in the next 2 hours. I already recorded that. It is rendering, so that will be up shortly. This is a live stream, so that's why we're up with this right now. Make sure you guys follow my boy Josh on all his social medias. That will be down inside the comment section as well and inside the description, because you definitely don't want to miss his props and stuff whenever he's dropping them. If you ain't got a TikTok, sign up for TikTok. It's free. Get TikTok. A lot of his stuff is up over there on the TikTok, on the tickety tockety tockety. But if you guys ain't got nothing else, you got anything else, Josh?
Um, Man, that's about it. Like I said, I'm leaning more heavy today on the Lions props than I am on the Chiefs. And as far as the showdown goes, be different. That's always been my strategy, man. Like, it's very easy to run with everybody else, but in order to actually take one down,
We
you
trying to
need
get
to
this. We trying to get this 1 milli,
you
even
got
though
to
in
be
all
different.
actualities you only gonna get about 450,000, but still, that's not bad.
That's not bad, bro.
That's not bad
450
at
is
all.
not
That's
bad.
450 in your pocket you ain't had before. So
Right.
but yeah, get different. In all honesty, whenever we play showdown, it's either first or last. That is honestly the philosophy and the mindset that I do go into a lot of showdowns. I'm either going first or I'm going for last. That's just it. You got to get different. That showdown is one of those ways that you can stomach the fact of you want to play safe. Like whenever you're just wanting to like try to run safe stuff all the time. Showdown is one of those ways that you can get your mindset out of that to make you play different, because it forces you to have to get uncomfortable and make those uncomfortable decisions. So definitely check that out. All right, guys. With that being said, we're gonna go ahead and get up out of here. If no one else has anything for us, good.